Alright everybody, welcome back to Stasis. And I believe I actually saved everything I did, so I don't actually have to do a lot of that other stuff. So main medical deck entrance, security door, reception desk. The contours of the sleek reception desk perfectly mirror the curvature of the walls. Then we have medical bay terminal. Why is he going the longest way? He could have just went this way.
Hey you, yes you over there. Ensure that you stay clean of parasites at all times.
Medical bay, personal data tag detected, John, Mayor check, personal log. Personal data tag has no security clearance, system is locked. That's probably where we use this maybe. Did he just put it down? Oh, Elizabeth Swanson. Force field off. Okay, so that probably turned this one off so we can go back in there. Then down here. Oh yeah, really enjoying this game. And then the one that was free, called Kane. I'm guessing it's, more something like this, but more about the company maybe, because the company is called Kane. Discarded stasis pod. What is this? I don't think. Yeah, you can't. Oh, wait.
A survivor.
Is someone alive?
Not exactly. He's in stasis.
It can be dangerous to wake someone from stasis without the proper procedures being followed.
So who the hell woke me?
Forget him, John. You need to think about the mission.
Huh. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I'm all the way over here. Empty. This pod looks like it hasn't been connected in quite some time. The empty stasis pod brings the saddest memories flooding back. The familiar stasis pod design is the harbinger of sadness. Unoccupied but functional. Impossibly, in the middle of all this slaughter, there is another survivor. Clearly alive. His life signs seem normal. How aware is he of what has happened on board the Groom Lake? Probably none. Broken stasis terminal. I was saying we can... Okay, so you're just basically looking at all these. Yeah. Torn apart door. This door is made from medium strength industrial compound but has been torn apart like paper. Well, that's where we're going. Legs.
Another body. Or two.
Burke Carter. February 20th. Be still, my beating heart. I saw the most divine creature in hydroponics. She's friends with that nurse, Erica. Erica gives me the evil eye. But Sadie is just a divine thing. Curves in all the right places and the face of an angel. I keep trying to come up with reasons to visit the medical hydroponics section. She never sees me, though. I'm not trained medical staff. Those soldiers in the recovery rooms give me funny looks if I'm at the window trying to get her attention. I have to find a way to speak to Sadie directly. I've seen her head to the decontamination room, and she seems to go there after every shift. I might try and strike up a conversation by one of the machines. Maybe offer to buy her a drink. I'll do it tomorrow. Or maybe the day after, because tomorrow I've got a double shift. Still, it takes a brave man to work in unknown sciences, in the bosom of the cosmos, doesn't it? Like the jocks back at school would ever be able to do what I friggin' do. I risk life and limb to repair essential electronics, and that takes courage. I may not be a soldier, but I think I have the right to call myself a man of courage. May 20th. What's with the shutdown? Jesus, 9 days now. I've been trying to get through to the surgical pods for a week. I gave up going to Hydroponics to see Sadie after they started restricting access to unnecessary personnel. So now I just hang around product storage by the vending machines hoping to see her. But when I do, I just choke up. Damn, I'm so pathetic. I'm reading this book by Arian Sanchez. It's about the eugenics wars. It's friggin' amazing that we're even allowed to do what we do on the Groom Lake, what with what happened all those years ago. I have to hide the book, though. Dr. Malin saw me reading it in the rec room, and he went totally apeshit. Threatened to burn the book and fire my ass, so now it stays under my pillow, and I sure as hell don't take it on my rounds. Instead, I bring one of the Pangean series by W.C. Dark with me. Is that his real name? I doubt it. I love Major Plowtoll. He's incredible. Sometimes wish I'd had the balls to be in the Marines rather than engineering. I'd love to be like him. November 23rd. Rations arrived today. Nobody's impressed. It's all emergency shit, so hardly gourmet, but man, I wasn't expecting much. But this is seriously bad, because food's short. People are going bug fuck. Lotus punched Malone, broke the poor bastard's nose. Steve's having trouble keeping everyone's fists off each other. I keep asking why we can't just raid Hydroponics, but they keep shouting me down, especially Sadie. She looks so pissed when she sees me, but nowhere near as pissed as when she looks at Dr. Malin and Dr. Alivers Cooper. She must despise me. Why didn't I just ask her out before? Because you're a coward, Burke. A dirty, stinking coward. December 18th. The power went out again. I'm so freaking scared. I can barely breathe. Those rumors of animals prowling around medical. Not rumors. I saw one guy ripped apart by one of those things. I couldn't make it out too well. Pale skin, tails, I think. They move around like a pack of dogs, and they're strong. People are scared and hungry. I kept a small stash of food in my quarters. I didn't even tell Steve about it. I feel ashamed for keeping it to myself, but people are getting crazy. Man, I think it might actually be against regulation to hoard food. Miglietta would kill me if he knew I had rations hidden. Come on. The guy's nuts. He practically strangled me the other day. Carswell had to restrain him. Body still freaking kills from the operation earlier. Steve was nominated to reprogram the security turrets, and the guy just went and did it. He's a hero, not like me. December 24th. Now I'm not just a coward, I'm a friggin' murderer. I used those poor bastards in Stasis to keep those god-awful things from getting to me. I just unlocked the Stasis units and began the recovery process so that when they staggered out of the deep freeze, those things were waiting for them. I found a product storage room that nobody was using and locked myself in. When the breach was reported, I heard the screams. I pissed myself. I fucking pissed myself. Is that any way for a real man to behave? As I ran, I saw Sadie cradling her best friend's bloodied body in the corridor. The worst friggin' part isn't that it never occurred to me to stop. I just hoped they'd buy me the time I needed to find a hiding place. That's who Burt Carter was. Whoever finds this, and I know somebody will, he was a coward. I just hope that the computer parts in this PDA come in handy to whoever finds this. If my hide was this useless in life, the least I can hope is that something I left behind will be useful. Well then, notices and reports. Personal data tags. From Dr. I.L. Marsh Cooper to all staff. Dear all, for those of you who are still able to receive these messages on the internet, you'll know by now that the... Oh, okay. Aegis. So, okay, this is the something. Okay. Okay, so we got Stasis Pod Chip. Oh, pick it up, you fool. so bloody. Storage crates. Storage tanks. Nothing else though. Damn. This dude, I don't know what the hell happened to him. Oh, okay, so this is his torso and those are his legs. Something just ripped him to shreds. Wonder... Stasis pod. Oh, okay. Sorry, they were talking about this.
I don't think that'll work.
Oh, no? Okay.
Please send a tech 2 to security office 0001.
I have a feeling that these are gonna... Because we can examine every single one. And they all have something to do with that. Why I can't examine this one? Yeah, why can't we put the chip in here? Oh, maybe we have to... No? Oh, I'm an idiot. The chip goes in this. Yeah, okay. The thing is, there's not 6 pods. You know? Okay. Let's check this one out. So head, it's got 4 bars. That is the dots on the bottom. Okay, so this is 2. Gotcha. I wish there was an easier way to get out of this. Okay. Not that one. Oh, okay, here's the syringes. Okay. So 2 and 4. So it's not this one. This one, and then 4 doses. This one's got 3 on the bottom and just 1. Forgot what it looked like though, damn it. I am stupid. I immediately, like, didn't even look at this part. Okay. The H3 and CH3. Okay. H3, I think it's that one. Let me just make sure. Three, 1, yep. Okay, so this one is 3 syringes, 3, so 3, 3, and then you have H3, and it looks like NH2. Okay, now there's... But we couldn't look at this one. See? Okay, so we have these 3. had to look that up because one you're supposed to guess, and then two of them
Steady yourself. You'll be okay.
were from the papers, and I couldn't remember where they were.
God damn it.
I heard screaming.
Woke him up. The survivor. He didn't make it. I think I killed him. I think I did something.
I told you to leave him. He was dead the minute they froze him. You just made his death easier, simpler.
I just killed a man, Tia.
You need to move before you become another dead body.
Have some mercy.
Mercy. You have no idea how much mercy I have. I've been in hell. Made choices that got people killed. This isn't just about you anymore. I'm sorry. I need you, John.
Dead document. A pale face is contorted into a horrific grimace.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Cryopreservation fluid. This thick, viscous syrup is a cocktail of a cryoprotectant and synthetic amniotic fluid. Gross. So I can't look at the computer or this thing anymore. Well, that should be it for here, because there was nothing in there with that body. I thought maybe earlier I thought we were gonna get put one of the suits on because he's just in whatever that is. Can't begin to estimate how many lives were ended here. A lot. So yeah, we have to get that thing out of us, right? Disgusting.
MedTech surgical pot is not properly prepared for the selective program.
was thinking there. This should be useful.
Medtech surgical pot is not properly prepared for the selected program.
You're going to have to be awake for this.
You're not helping.
Sorry. Okay. Just shit. Even be careful doesn't cover it.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. It's not like the power's gonna cut out in the middle of surgery.
Shit, John. Why would you even say that?
I'm about to cut into my spinal cord. I'm allowed one joke.
I'll be monitoring.
Deep breath, old man. You can do this.
The hell's going on? I had to look that up. I don't know how in the hell you'd have figured that all that out.
Greetings, John and our chap. I am Robin, the automated surgical med pod. Your physician will explain the procedure to you and offer you an opportunity to ask any questions. You may feel some discomfort after the procedure, such as a headache or nausea. Let your nurse know if you are uncomfortable so that you may be given medication and or other treatment. Click brain placement begins. Warning, subject is not correctly prepared.
Oh, okay, so you're doing the surgery. I guess you just push the red.
Surgery program 0415 initiated. Magnetic resonance imaging. Power surge core system. Power and core system.
Oh god. Oh, okay, so it's saying, okay.
Warning, subject is not correctly prepared. Contaminated. Have a nice day.
Oh my god. Subject is alive, deceased alive, survived surgery. Oh god, there's something here. Hello?
Rebecca. No. Rebecca. Run. No. Rebecca. Run. No. Rebecca. Run.
John?
Tia. I'm here.
I've been trying to contact you. I couldn't hear anything. I thought the worst.
How long was I out?
2 hours.
Little baby monster eating that dead body.
Okay. Alive. Mostly. But fuck, my back is sore.
3 decks and you'll see your daughter. Focus on that. You should have enough drugs running through you to keep you going for a few more hours.
Drugs. I've never been a fan. But these are definitely the good ones.
God damn. That was some rough surgery there. Holy hell. What? He stopped. It's not red anymore. You would be happy to never. Oh, okay. We've seen that. Oh, wait, isn't. What about that room over here? Is that one open? No. Maybe some doors just don't open.
A biological quarantine has been initiated. Level 2. Kitchen knife and snowflake are off limits. Level 3. Hydroponics is off limits.
Perfect.
Where are you, John? Without the PDT, I can't track shit.
Hydroponics. Or what's left of hydroponics. The shaft's covered in growth. I'm not going anywhere.
Listen, wait. Let me check the blueprints. Yes, Hydroponics has a service elevator.
Affirmative.
Keep me in the loop.
Well then. Vines. The vines have grown so abundantly that their thick protuberances have pushed through into the neighboring laboratory. Edwin Tiong, civilian. Security level 0. Alright, so we have a room there. Room there. This doorway's bright lighting indicates the entrance to another laboratory. Go to this one, I guess. Oh my god.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
It's some sort of insect.
Keep your distance.
It's
Are
tied
you
up.
sure?
Doesn't look like it can get loose.
Tied up. How big is it?
Large swollen milk sac. A mottled abdomen, swollen egg sac, or plump milk gland, possibly all three. Queen insect. It's difficult to grasp the size and form of this insect creature. Udder-like protuberances sprout from its bulbous abdomen, while the pincers stab the air. Milking suction cups. Semi-organic suction cups were custom designed to harvest this creature's excretions. Right. Milk processor. This receptacle stores and the processed milk. Hardened amber. Amber trickles from the tree, but most of it has hardened into an incredibly tough compound. The overgrown vines are no less dense in this room. Tree. A tall, strangely shaped tree grows out of the housing space in the floor. Milk from the creature is being fed into the tree by a pair of tubes. Computer showing. Hydroponics. Queen chamber. We can activate suction cups. Reports. The queen's life cycle, week 93. Oh, we can't. Okay. Monday, healthy, docile, responsive to stimuli, milking as normal. Tuesday, no activity. Wednesday, healthy, heightened aggression, recommended milking with only experienced staff. Thursday, no activity. Friday, healthy, highly aggressive, three personnel wounded in milking. Saturday, healthy, quiet, unusual brooding behavior, milking normal. Saturday, healthy, quiet, unusual. Oh wait. Sunday, healthy, aggressive, one fatality via venom pouches. Activate suction cup. Milk collection pad. This receptacle stores processed milk. Queen's milk. Oh wait, what was it? It's difficult to grasp this. Oh, okay, it's just what we saw. I knew the smile thing meant something.
I was too close.
Queen pincer. Can we get the amber with it? Tree sap. Crazy.
This is ridiculous. How did it grow this world in a few months?
Dead people. Kitty Yamada, Civilian Liaison, Security Level
These
1.
plants can't naturally develop this fast.
Kane developed the technology to accelerate plant growth. Oxygen is big business.
James Herbert, Deckhand, Security Level 0. Broken Vaporizer. Wrestled from their upright position, the vaporization chambers are now resting idly on the floor. Overgrowth, a network of green veins snake across every surface. The vines have covered many of the laboratory surfaces. In some areas, the wall and floor can't be seen behind the tangled weave. Computer terminal, desk, small work desk. Vaporizer pad. This is an elevation platform for specimens and samples to be inserted into the glass chambers. Cracked glass. Doesn't say anything. The vaporizer. Whoops. Reports. The vaporizer, the perfected Mark V model of the Kane Corporation trans-state modifier. Whoops. Using advanced and unique molecularization technology, the vaporizer has the ability to shift a targeted substance between gas, liquid, and solid states, without any of the structural breakdown seen in objects shifted between states on a regular basis. The Mark V is the latest model, but it hasn't yet been rolled into mass production because of the current difficulty fueling the vaporizer with resources on board the Groom Lake. Recent experiments undertaken were more than satisfactory, and it passed the Kane safety and security test with no adverse effects, causing harm to the user observed. It has been graded level 4 because of the specific nature of its technology and the limited quantity of existing vaporizers. During an experiment recently carried out on the royal jelly produced by Hydroponics, Dr. Gray and other observers commented on the remarkable speed at which the jelly was transformed into gas, thus placating their insect population. Should we activate it?
Vaporizer chamber compromised. Chamber is not airtight.
Okay, so no. Metal plaque. A polished metal plaque is engraved with the slogan, "Gardening just another day at the planet." Oh, we can pick it up? Metal plaque. Metal plaque with sap. Okay, so that way we can use it.
Vaporizer activated.
Vaporized queen pheromones. We can't go through that door. Liquid stains on wall. A green scum has dripped down from the ceiling, staining the wall. Gross. Dr. Sebastian Gray, January 2nd. Finally, we have more room for the Lincesi Harvey strain, which I've been working so hard on. It's days like this that humanity truly proves why it crawled out of the ocean before any other. My section has been expanded. I have more staff, true, but they are drones and have little other function. Now we can expand the research potential of Project Kitchen Knife and see what else the plant can yield. The oxygen production rate is quite unlike anything my initial projections could have predicted. Last year it became the worst kept secret on the Groom Lake, and all of a sudden I had more interns than I could comfortably employ. Their only function is to stumble about the place and ask troublesome questions that I have little time to answer. If only our world was more like that of insects. I have plenty of workers and drones, but none of the unwavering loyalty. Bees work and work, the faith in their queen unquestioning and constant. That kind of loyalty is beyond price. These interns of mine have their uses, I suppose. We always need volunteers willing to get close to the queen. Yeah. February 16th. Am I surrounded by incompetence? One of those imbecilic, I guess you want to go, interns got too close to the queen and she showed him her affection. Quite amusing, though, not to him. This means that I must attend another accident debriefing with the board, though. Dr. Malin does love to test me. I see him up on the hearing bench, and he grins at me in that supercilious look that he has perfected over the years. I suppose that I have him to thank for my current position. It was his recommendation to the board that made them hire me in the first place. Still, I believe he has come to enjoy these little power plays. He does so like to keep me under his heel. That, my dear doctor, is only a temporary situation. Once this project is complete, the chess games that we play so often will no longer be our only battleground. Regarding the project, some of the bug eggs failed to hatch properly. I suspect this is why the queen was more aggressive than usual. There are more than enough drones to continue the collection work. Their unique chemical properties are doing wonders for the plants, although I'm running short of interns prepared to work in close proximity to them since the last incident. The worker I appreciate the most is Akiza. I was astonished to discover that she is related to the legendary Dr. Ten Shu of the Eugenics Wars. I did consider mentioning it to her, but I sense she is oddly ashamed to have him as her ancestor. If it wasn't for men like him, our profession would be a hollow shell of what it is now. Then again, if it wasn't for him, genetic research wouldn't have been put back by several generations. Now would it? The ethical quandaries we face as men of science. June 16th. The insects are restless. They rumble in their apiaries, and are more aggressive than usual. My personal deduction is that the presence of the marine thugs aboard the ship are the cause. Armed guards all over the place. I was stopped by one the other day and asked my reasons for going into the hydroponics. Well, after explaining I was head of the damn project, I had the guard removed from his post and then the ship. This is insanity. How am I expected to progress with these thugs around? September 23rd. I recall complaining about the inundation of interns. If only they were still here now. Both Ivan and Theodore disappeared from their rooms last night, and I've had to speak to security about their whereabouts. They were Akiza's assistants, and now the production of the Queen's Royal Jelly has slowed exponentially. That's been a huge blow. But a rather extraordinary anomaly has appeared in our growth pods. A hitherto undiscovered strain of fungus. Its origin is something of a mystery to me. These fungal growths fascinate. At first, I thought it was a common garden variety mold, but after a substantial analysis performed by Akiza, it seems to harbor neuron activity. That is to say, it seems to exhibit rudimentary signs of intelligence. We've certainly created some unusual species on this deck, but the idea of a quasi-intelligent fungus growing and evolving of its own volition is exciting and frankly frightening. I've asked Akiza and the remnants of her team to cultivate it, but exhibit caution in where it is spread. October 24th. I was asked by one of Dr. Malin's assistants if the fungal substance discovered growing in the bowels of the ship had anything to do with us. I lied, of course. But this is becoming alarming. Our experiments flourished at first. We may have lost more staff recently, but our experiments have been very fruitful indeed. Confidently, the properties of the fungus is both extraordinary and terrifying. It has the remarkable ability to take control of a living subject's central nervous system and hypothalamus, as observed in the monkey we used for testing. The monkey shrieked and thrashed in rage for the first few days after it was exposed, and then it became quiet, observant, and uncannily intelligent. It's certainly aggressive, but then again, which viruses aren't? December 1st. No. We've officially lost control of the deck. Eden now truly belongs to the beasts. We've seen strange things. I watched as the fungus took control of the deck, as it spread through the staff, and much of to my shame, I watched their deaths and examined their bodies. Nobody can cross the pods because the bugs are so aggressive that when Solomon went through in a rad suit, they ripped it from his body and stung him to death. It took mere moments. Still, I live in the hope that the insects will remember me, their creator, and perhaps see me as one of their own. Emails, inbox, and outbox. From Dr. A. Tenshu to Dr. S. Gray, my family. Dr. Gray, I do not wish to seem unprofessional or impolite, but I would ask that you not press me on the subject of my ancestry any further. I was nearly refused entry to medical school on the basis of my family's background, and the torment I suffered at the hands of my school peers regarding my great-great-uncle was unbearable. I am fully aware of his actions, and I have seen countless photographs and documents of the consequences of his work. I took this position to change our world for the better, not to be reminded of the skeletons in my family's closet. I've enjoyed our working relationship thus far, Dr. Gray, but I prefer my family history no longer be a topic of our conversations. Thank you for understanding, Akiza. From Dr. E.F. Way to Dr. S. Gray, meal. Dr. Gray, I enjoyed our meal yesterday. It was refreshing to hear a man so outspoken on this ship. I appreciate your candor, and I do agree that perhaps it's time the board was shaken up a little, although this is merely an observation rather than an action plan. I think the top leadership needs some new blood. I'd second you if you decided to take on the challenge yourself. Your impeccable scientific pedigree more than qualifies you. By the way, did you know where they were keeping that new cargo? It seems rather like a waste of resources if they won't even tell us where it is. Regards, Dr. E.F. Way. Whew, not a lot. I need a drink. Oh. Bugs. Dead bodies. Oxygen collection tank. A soft mechanical inhalation sound is audible here, while the tank collects oxygen produced by the room's abundant plant life. Corpse. Chris Rogers, helmsman, Groom Lake Com, security level 1. Thick vine. A growth agent has spurred this section of vine to flourish. It's now half as thick around as the hatch you entered through. Moss-covered metal wall. Moss is spread across the surface of this wall, feeding on elements of the ore. Insect swarm. The insects swarm in great clusters, their bodies luminous like fireflies. Collapsed bridge. The flora here grew steadily, wrapping its limbs around the catwalk. Slowly but inexorably, the flora pulled at the metallic structure until it collapsed. Overgrowth hanging vine. The hanging vine stretches across the room, its tendrils hanging down like a centipede's legs. You can't tell whether it's wrapped around an existing structure or whether it traveled the distance on its own accord. The collecting tank, slow spinning fan. The fan spins sluggishly as the vines through the gap in the blades have begun to wrap around it. Charles A. Young, security personnel, Kane Sec, security level 1. Jim Taylor, senior security personnel, Kane Sec, security level 2. Overgrown seedlings. The sprouts in this planter have surged forth, straining to reach the hydroponic lights above. So we can do something there. My guess would be to put this in here.
I can't see it working like that.
No? Okay.
Oxygen levels increasing.
Fast spinning fan. This fan's constant spin sends a heady blend of botanical scents.
I hate bugs.
Oh, they all went to it. Because it's the, yeah, that makes sense. It's the queen's pheromones. This tree is a perfect example of
Oxygen levels increasing to dangerous levels.
a species that has been gene tailored for generations to grow perfectly in the hydroponic environments on vessels, lunar stations, and asteroid mining settlements.
Oxygen levels pose a fire hazard. CSEC has been notified.
Okay, so we'll probably burn them.
It's beautiful.
The oxygen garden's my favourite part of any ship. Green, full, natural.
It was a ghost lady. Alright. Marcos H. Valdez III, Training Academy Personnel, Security Level 1. Body engulfed in vines. The vines surround this body so completely that you're surprised when you notice it still draws breath. Unconscious, the soul must have been resting here for a while, unless the vines grew incredibly quickly. Draken, crewman, Groom Lake, Jen at Security Level 0. Emergency flare. Donald Freer, Protocol Officer, Groom Lake Com, Security Level 1. Frank Flurry, Bartender. This guy, yeah. Bad stuff happened to him. Water collecting pool. Every so often the overflow from this collection pool spills onto the human form below, anointing its face with water. Oh, we can go and keep on. Okay. I didn't think we could go past this. Eleanor Way, oh god. Grayson Wendell Cook, Security Level 0. Ingo Godot, Nurse, General Science Division, Security Level 1. Stagnant water collecting pool. Algae has left scum all over the surface of the water of this stagnant pool. Vines are thick and twisted. This thick muscular vine seems to pulse with life. If it grows any more, the metal supports beneath it will collapse. This fan spins bravely on. It's a PDA. Let's go to the PDA before. Planting. The vines form a lush carpet that covers the rough metal flooring. Like the millions of silky steel wires and suspension cable, the vines here have been braided themselves so densely that the corridor is completely... Eleanor F. Way. January 19th. The Lord is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and great in loving kindness. The Lord is good to all. I simply wish his kindness had extended to Chelsea. The gallery chef told me that a few of the other crew members are uncomfortable with having an ARG patient on staff. I asked if her work was in any way below standard, at which point he grew uncomfortable and admitted exactly as I thought. No, she was a superb worker, but his team were uncomfortable with her anyway. Being a geneticist and a Christian may appear contradictory to most, but that is their burden, not mine. I believe in grace and mercy. It wasn't Chelsea's fault she was born an ARG baby. James, my ex-husband, blamed me. James wanted her terminated, and when I refused, he packed up and left. That suits me. I'd rather be without an unloving husband and father than without my beautiful child. And she is beautiful, a gift from God. And for a ship full of the most supposedly forward-thinking people in the galaxy, their aversion to her condition repulses me. March 20th. Tolerance and patience are virtues greatly praised by the Lord, but aboard the Groom Lake I find my stores of both these virtues sorely tested. I discovered through one of my subordinates that a new shipment arrived on board a few days ago, destined for Project Seed. My disapproval of the dangers of Seed are no secret, considering the size of the shipment and the clear attempt to cut me out of the loop regarding the delivery. I suspect some of my colleagues are trying to mask the precise nature of what it is that has arrived. If it is as I suspect, there will be no, and I mean no, lengths I will go, not to go in order to depose Dr. Malin. Kane Corporation is a company for the promotion of the sciences, not for the sinister schemes and unprincipled ambition of individuals. I have moral issues with Kane and their medical breakthroughs, I have moral issues with Kane and their weapons research. It tests my faith, but Kane's medical breakthroughs have changed the world, and my world too. It's because of Kane-created research that Chelsea is even alive. This is why I do what I do. I work in genetics to find cures for my dearest Chelsea, and others like her. Not for money. It's my job to put things right for her. May 21st. I had lunch with Dr. Gray this afternoon. He is an odious little man and utterly misanthropic. But if you need somebody to talk about Project Seed, then there are a few people who give up information more easily. His ego easily outweighs his sense of confidentiality. Project leaders and project members are not allowed to discuss details of individual projects, but he can't resist himself. Nevertheless, he revealed disturbing details. I'm aware of our sample origins. We need human genetic material in order to develop cures for human beings. It's a hard truth. But there's paperwork, permission forms, and contracts that create this supply. That shipment has none of those things. September 25th. Their children, oh God, in all your great mercy, how could you let Malin, that unholy monster, do this? It's taken months, but finally I found a young cargo worker named Danica Boxer. She was referred to me by Dr. Tenshu, such a sweet girl. It seems the cargo was a combination of adults and children, all of whom were acquired through illegal channels for use in genetic research. I did not agree to this. I'll leave this place and take Chelsea with me before I spend 1 minute working for a company that endorses the use of children in research. There are not enough words to describe the soulless creatures that did this. Revenge? I don't believe in revenge. Beloved, never anger yourself, but leave it to the wrath of God, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord. November 26. Where is she? The creatures are attacking in full force. The screams are over the radio. They're dying. They're all dying. I hear them scuttle through the vents, see the blood they spill and spray over the walls. Chelsea, Chelsea, oh God, please bring her to me. I'm trapped in hydroponics. Please let my little girl find me. December 9th. Voice note. I can see Chelsea inches from me, lifeless. I contemplate taking my own life as she died just before my eyes. When those creatures attacked, the crew sealed off parts of the ship and I was left trapped in hydroponics. That fungus got to me, and now it's inside, profaning my body. Its nerves wrapping around my cerebral cortex. I can feel it move. I try to move my arms, but it won't let me. It's making me watch the fungus consume my baby girl. I must watch and pray for the end to come, so then it does not depend on the man who wills or the man who runs, but on God who has mercy. Emails. From Dr. S. Gray to Dr. E.F. Way, Meal. Dr. Way, your comments are most flattering. I suspect, however, that the promotion isn't forthcoming because of the lack of attention paid to our section. Ignorance is frustrating. Our lack of understanding of what takes place at the top of this food chain is of great irritation to me. You do seem to be pushing relentlessly for information about this cargo, though, and I'm somewhat uncomfortable discussing it any further. I fear I may already have said too much for the sake of your career, my dear. I'd suggest just continuing your pursuit. You're a fine geneticist and are clearly one of the most talented people on this ship. Don't let it go to waste. Sebastian. From Dr. A. Tenshu to Dr. E.F. Way, A Matter of Spirit. Dr. Way, I know that you are a spiritual woman and at times receive a great deal of criticism for that, but I feel I can speak to nobody else. I am well known for my positivity and cheerfulness, and I believe I've earned my nickname Dr. Gray's Smile. I am haunted by what I'm hearing on this ship, and wonder if perhaps it's merely induced by my own fears. Oh, to hell with it. I'll ask you straight out. Do you believe in ghosts? You may think I'm being ridiculous or delusional, but I can hear things. Children crying, deep in the bowels of the ship. I work many late nights, and I'm convinced that I can hear crying through the vents. Where are these sounds coming from? I did hear rumors that before the Groom Lake was refitted, a group of children were brought on board and their quarters were on this deck. There was a malfunction with the heating units and, well, they all died. I don't want to seem like I'm wasting your time, but I enjoyed our talk yesterday and your open-mindedness about matters of the soul. Kind regards, Akiza. Well then.
I could get you out. I could cut you free.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't have anything to kill her with. This isn't empty. Do we burn her?
I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you end this. But you need to help me first. I don't need you to leave. I need you to crack this flare. The oxygen will ignite. Then you will die.
Extreme external temperatures detected. Plug suit has regulated body temperature to benchmark level.
The fire systems just went haywire over here, John. What did you do?
I cleared the vines.
With a flamethrower?
Something like that.
Fire in Oxygen Gardens 1, 3, 5, 6, 9. Fire in Oxygen Gardens 2, 7, 8. Fire suppression system activated. Warning. Fire suppression system compromised. Warning.
Shit! Oxygen production has been compromised. Are the biomes still intact?
Oh.
Oh, God, please don't say burn them out.
Just the one on this level.
It's cause a chain reaction, John. They're all going up. We have a time limit now. Hours at most.
Get my daughter right now.
Gardening. Clear the vines and hydroponics. Yeah.
Little shit! What have you done?
Listen to me.
Fire cleanses. Mr. Marichek, I'm gonna make sure you burn for what you and your friends have done to me. To my own!
No, please. I have nothing to do with this.
You won't get much further. Goodbye.
Where is she, Tia? Where is Rebecca?
She's in a containment area at the other end of Seed.
Okay. Power pad. The high voltage wireless power pad provides a portable energy source for engineers and mechanics. Toolbox. The smooth surface of the metal toolbox is punctuated by shiny metal pop rivets. What the fuck?
Looks like this place is being expanded.
Seed was always expanding. That place scares me.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Alright. Work light. The floodlight illuminates the work area efficiently, giving off much needed heat. This area seems to have been undergoing renovation. Wait, I didn't even look at what I got. High temperature slug gun. Weird. Closed power cell housing. The lithium ion fueled cell provides high density energy storage and remote wireless charging. Where the hell do we go? Hanging wires, dangling wires resemble nooses. Oh, nice. Yeah, I guess this is a doorway.
Warning. Yellowthane hepatotoxicity is at an elevated level.
What?
Where is she, Tia? Where is Rebecca?
She's in a containment area at the other end of Seed.
Oh, we gotta...
Looks like this place is being expanded.
Seed was always expanding. That place scares me.
Thanks.
Sorry.
I guess we're gonna have to go somewhere immediately. I was just looking around.
Warning. Halo thing hepatotoxicity is at an elevated level.
Oh, god damn it. Man, you have to go, like, immediately. That sucks.
Where is she to? Where is Rebecca?
She's in the containment area at the other end of the sea.
If you have to do it that fast, they shouldn't make you go through that conversation every time.
Always expanding. That place scares me.
Thanks.
Halo thing hepatotoxicity is at an elevated level.
Yeah, like, immediate. You have literally no other. Oh my god.
What do you see?
What kind of a monster would do this? These women, these poor women. This is torture. This is
Science.
God. Pregnant woman. Seated in the chair is a woman in her mid-30s, head shaved, limbs atrophied, tomb sent in pregnancy. She's connected to a machine that feeds and sedates her. She's trying to communicate, but her words are little more than slurred vowels. Her throat is dry and she is clearly extremely weak. You remember seeing Renaissance-era sculptures of nuns in Holy Communion. Their eyes rolled back, bodies contorted in ecstatic agony. There's a hint of that expression across this unconscious woman's face. Mist. A fine mist sprays down, anointing the bodies of the women below. Portable gurney, disconnecting these poor women from the machines and wheeling them away on this gurney would be an easy choice if it weren't for the fact that such an act would surely kill them. Yeah. Hybrid fetus. The horror of this enlarged fetus sac is matched only by the horror within its fleshy walls. The awful engorged placenta hangs like a ripened fruit. The fluid sac rocks gently to and fro, containing neither a human nor animal, but a medical marvel nonetheless. Nutrient tubes. The tubes convey the nutrient mixture from the machines connected to the women over to the brood against the wall. Machinery. Although it was only a wall of gauges, they cluster and protrude like the offspring birthed on the Suriname toad's back. Got a computer bloated fetus. The thing inside the incubator is anathema to nature. The poor creature should not exist, and what life it shows is reluctant and painful. Portable defibrillator. Defibrillator is used in the case of birth complications.
A defibrillator. And it looks like it's fully charged.
Birthing Laboratory, Project Seed Revised, version 6. Update by Dr. G. Malin, Kane Corporation, all rights reserved. For the eyes of the Kane Board of Directors only. Seed is an attempt to create the ultimate super soldier by, in simple terms, activating junk strands of human DNA. Over the years, the human genome has shed or made dormant certain strands of its own DNA sequence. For various evolutionary reasons, Professor Salem Gurund observed that certain dormant parts of these genes were not so much junk as they were potential. That is, genetic information contained and completely sublimated by a dormant, dominant gene. Professor Gurund engineered an early life form based on this original theory by introducing these identified genetic strands in the early stages of embryo formation. Hold on one sec, guys. The initial concept was intriguing, but his ultimate result was a group of uncontrollable animalistic creatures. Version 6 of this proposal is to update these same dormant genes into the human makeup by use of genetic splicing, thereby introducing desirable physical and mental characteristics over a generation to produce fast-learning, hard-to-kill, and utterly ruthless soldiers. Dr. G. Malin. Observation Report 1 by Dr. C. Williams. Her vital signs are steady. Certain hormonal levels are extremely high, but I'm countering this with the judicious administration of depressants in each case. Survival chances very high. She is young, healthy, and there are no signs of any infections or complications capable of disrupting the birth. Recommendations: keep under observation, prepare for phase 1 treatment. 2. The subject, despite her promising early progress, appears to be failing. Supposition is that she cannot withstand the foreign genetic structure that is being fused into her body. Typical signs of rejection are being displayed. Recommendations: observe for an additional 24 hours. If there are no signs of improvement, then termination and disposal of the patient is recommended. 3. The subject is progressing well as being aesthetically attractive. She has all the other genetic traits required. Initial concerns about her suitability, voiced by Dr. Malin chiefly due to the number of her sexual partners, have been proven unfounded. She will be a perfect carrier. The hybrid DNA is fusing to my satisfaction. Apart from a small amount of pain, her body appears to be coping with the adjustments. I have prescribed her a steady dose of anesthetic to keep her subdued and comfortable. Hybrid subject number 302 by Dr. G. Malin. Since delivery, hybrid subject 302 has been kept inside an incubator due to its respiratory distress. Assisted breathing is required. Cardiac arrest has occurred, and the use of automated external defibrillators has been required to revive the child. I deduce that the conditions and sickliness are due to the late molecular bonding between hybrid and host DNA in the mother. A weak nervous system is also highly likely in this case, but the subject's regenerative abilities can be stimulated with steroids. Conclusion: the child is weak but will survive. The mother is suitable for continued breeding. Okay. And I think that one lady wanted to actually do this. Well, I mean, she didn't know it was this. God damn. Oh, we can't actually interact with them. Maybe not.
These women must have families and lives.
You can't do anything for them now. Soon this ship will run out of oxygen. They won't be in pain for much longer.
A second in this place is more torture than anyone should bear.
Okay.
Don't worry. I'm here. I'm gonna help you. Soon you'll be out of here. This is just a bad dream.
Yeah, I don't know. So we still have the empty pistol, a bandage, portable defibrillator, high temperature slug gun, and our personal data tag. A room with a view. I gotta wait. Cause he'll turn around. Boop. Sink. Oh, do we clean this? Okay. What? Nothing of any use in this crate. Deactivated sentry bot. The sentry bot sits motionless as a wisp of smoke twirls from the burning CPU.
Easy does it. God, just hate it. Quit. Out. Got it.
Twisted metal. Fun game. Oh my god. What in the fuck? Well, we got 2 PDAs. First, readout screens. Screens were replete with analytical data about the subjects around you. Results of various tests, which you don't understand, flash across the screen in a blur. Eviscerated corpse. In the aftermath of this body's evisceration, you can't tell whether its legs were removed or whether it ever had any. Do medical schools ever feature bodies that so grossly exhibit their internal organs? Conjoined mass. This was a splayed open human body. Conjoined mass. One of the failed experiments. A lump of organs held together by wrinkled skin, bone poked through the flesh in spots. Human host. The human appears to be a host for the genetic hybrid growing out of it. Birth was clearly messy and painful. Pulsating mass of flesh and bone. A hideous agglomeration of flesh and bone. Limbs jut haphazardly from its mass. It sports a human head that gurgles out of sync with the pulsing of its other parts. Conjoined twin hybrids. 2 bodies conjoined at the head share one brain. It doesn't seem that the brain is up to the task of coordinating movement between the 2 bodies. Computer terminal. Overgrown hybrid. This appalling, distended creature appears to be a hybrid, although of what is unknown, it is not completely human. That much is absolutely certain. Human skeleton. Standard-looking human skeleton. Preserved conjoined twins. The corpse of a creature hangs preserved. It may have been a twin. 2 heads are fused together and a pair of spines meet. Each spine wraps around the other like a gnarled mountain range. Liquid nitrogen canister. Alright, so I guess we go grab that after we read the PDAs. Dr. Marvin DeSantos. March 2nd. Man, that bitch from shipping won't get off my back. You fuck a girl real good and she just comes crawling back. If she doesn't get out of my hair, I'll have to have her moved off ship. Dr. Malin is a prick, but he looks after me like that. I gotta say, being on Project Seed is awesome, man. Okay, so we gotta do some pretty noxious shit. But in exchange, I got a lot of protection and an honorary title. Dr. DeSantos. I like it. Dr. Malin knows about my contacts and private cargo that arrives on board, and I know he hates it. But there ain't nobody else prepared to work under Dr. Backman. That guy is one twisted fuck, and also one of my best customers. I get imports, sure, but my own private lab is what manufactures Backman's pathway shit. Funny. I never realized how dependent these smartasses of science are on drugs. Personally, never touch the stuff. You gotta have your wits about you, man. Especially around here. May 15th. Wow, Dr. Williams... Charlotte. I never would have figured that uptight woman was a slut, but holy hell. She just gave me the ride of my fucking life. Who'd have thought it? Slinky lace under that lab coat of hers, and for a woman in her mid-40s, A bod that makes you want to get on your knees and howl at the moon. Against the table, pressed up against the viewport windows, on top, underneath, like a friggin' rattlesnake. Of course she's Looney Tunes, probably thinks I'm her dead husband or something. Like I care. As long as she keeps coming to me to fulfill her needs. Crazy but smart. And she has no idea how much I know about her little project. I saw the details. People just think I'm a smack-talking smartass. But I've been training on the Groom Lake since I was 16. I studied chemistry and genetics, aced all of it too. She thinks I'm too stupid to understand. September 9th. Thinking I could have gotten myself in too deep here. The drug thing was fine, but this whole industrial espionage thing is kind of freaky. I don't think Dr. Malin knows. I know Lincoln watches me with an eagle eye, but he can't know for sure. If he did, he'd eject my ass from the ship with the rest of the failed hybrids. But goddamn, the money is good. I earned my year's salary by sending some info to Black Star Industries. My contact gave me more money than I could conceive for leaking one report. 1. I met the guy while I was on leave. He was a smug dickhead who somehow knew what I did. And then he flashed the cash. I've got no loyalties to the company, and I know how Dr. Malin treats loyal staff. That guy can turn on a dime when it suits him. I've heard of weird shit going on down in the decks below. The seed has me feeling it'll soon be time to get the hell out of Dodge. Pronto. 1 or 2 more reports might just give me what I need. November 20th. Nobody knows about my little acts of espionage, but who'd care? The ship is falling apart. Some of those fucked up things that Bachman and Malin made are on the prowl. I stashed away my cash as soon as I heard things were going wrong. But money ain't gonna make a spit's worth of difference if we all get killed. Malin's taking all this way too calmly. Actually, I'd say he's enjoying all this. He came into the labs this morning. He still makes us all report to the lab and was grinning the whole damn time. His eyes all red, like he was coming down from a high. That guy does not need drugs for a high. His general fucked upness is what he rides. And here was me thinking Bachman was the crazy one. February 1st. It's just us. Oh god, not even Bachman's around now. Charlotte was dragged away to the labs a few days ago. We're sealed off from the other decks. I reckon it's only a matter of time before Malin decides to do something about me too. I've been living on this ship for years. I know about hidden passages that even Malin doesn't know about. I'll get over to the communications array and let off a signal. Hopefully they'll get to us before Dr. Malin finds out. So February 1st. This guy lived longer than anybody so far. In these, of course. Of course, we have 3 people that we know of still alive. And another PDA. Dr. Clifford Bachman. January 16th. They said I'd never make it to 60. Ha! 85, you fuckers. Old and still cooking with gas. 3 bastard kids, and I outlived them all. Okay. Okay, so I was young when I had them. Those girls never even knew I was the father, of course. I had to switch the DNA sample so they didn't know the little shits were mine. I'm too old now for all that. But you never completely lose your eye for ladies. February 28th. I might have false teeth, Dr. Malin, but I'm no moron. For the good of humanity, I'm a sociopath and alleged rapist of women. But your little speech of the crew was less sincere than anything I could say with a straight face. At least you know how to turn a blind eye whenever I have to get rid of troublesome subjects, right, Malin? The new gas for the chambers is working splendidly. An improved kill rate of 60% on the old formula. I watched those poor fuckers writhe and die. We have a viewing window now, just so we can make sure it's done. If I were a moral man, I'd call it perverse. It's lucky for Project C that I couldn't give a shit. I thrive when I don't have to answer to everyone with a conscience. March 17th. This will not do. Not at all. I need more subjects. The rejection ratio of the DNA splicing is stratospheric. Okay. So not only do I need more bodies, but I need better ones. They bring me imports and strays, but the best results are achieved with crew members. One cannot prey too often on those, of course, no matter the need. My chosen ones were always those who wouldn't be missed. The furnaces are inadequate for my disposal requirements. I'm told they're so hot that they could destroy dark matter. They seem slow to respond when burning flesh, though. And the smell is hardly pleasant either. It reminds me of that injured dog that I found as a little boy growing up in Missouri. It looked at me with a pleading look, the kind of a sick patient gives a doctor they trust absolutely. Naturally, I stomped on the mongrel's head. It was a mercy. There are too many in society who have a similarly damaged disposition. It's a kindness to snuff out their worthless lives. August 12th. I must get more pathway. That little prick DeSantos is usually more than forthcoming with its ingredients, but he says his own suppliers are having problems. I know you, DeSantos. I know you're not a real doctor. I know the kind. I have 5 PhDs and can tell when men have been hired for their instincts rather than their knowledge. Meanwhile, the cutting and splicing continues. Oh, and Charlotte, we all know about your little experiment. You stupid bitch. First, she kills her partner by accidentally exposing him to a lethal virus, and then she goes gaga for him. That's the sort of beautiful incompetence that slays me. I spent years perfecting the art of the kill, making a murder appear a mishap, and she went and did it all completely by accident. What perfect nonsense. October 10th. I held a subject down today and used my surgical hammer to cave in his windpipe. Then I gouged out his eyes and tried to rip his jaw from its socket. My goodness, what an outburst. I'm becoming careless. I need more pathway. Dr. Malin is starting to worry that my tendencies cannot be controlled. He need not worry. I'm still focused on seed. Seed is still just that, a seed. But this chrysalis will soon break open and blossom. The successfully bred Homo novi wait in their containment cells, while their unsuccessful brethren, reduced to a viral mulch that's already breached the containment seals of the ship, grow. Its genetic makeup might be a little more than trash, but it is astoundingly tenacious. I have to respect that which kills with such efficiency. November 12th. I woke up in the emergency room today. Somebody found me on the stairs. I can't remember much. What I do know is that both my fucking legs are up in casts. I better get comfortable because Dr. Graham says I'll be in here for at least a month. December 23rd. We die as the Novi cut us down, but I'm not ready to be replaced by a new species. Our creations are impressive, but I don't share Malin's fanaticism for what is happening here. I must try to make sure one of the lifeboats is available for me. A shame there was not another for that delectable young thing. What was her name? Callister? I would have liked to have her around when this ship was going to hell. She's dead, however. How unfortunate. January 3rd. I may be old. I'll tear anyone who tries to stop me from leaving a part at the limbs. I have survived police investigations, court cases, vengeful spouses, and idealistic lab hands. I will gut any shitbag trying to prevent my escape, and that includes you, Malin. I will jab out your eyeballs and eat them before I submit to you. This dude was fucking insane. Holy hell. He was 85. Holy shit.
How can we allow this?
This is the purpose of the group link. It's not on Earth. People can't see it, so they don't care.
But if they knew?
So what?
Is that all she was supposed to say, or did I interrupt it? Liquid nitrogen canister. That's it for here. Scanning bays glow with an eager light.
If they were more open, this wouldn't happen. Other corporations.
A podcast.
A bit of our humanity, I suppose.
Platform. Elevator platforms. The elevator was constructed to lower its passengers quickly into the thick darkness below. There's Oh, we go up here. There's a force field there. Something. Power pad, sink.
Warning. The oxygen atmosphere generating system is no longer functioning. Product failure is imminent.
Airlock. Okay. Let's just... try some stuff, I guess. Oh, he does actually do something? Right. Black void, the shapeless maw of the unlit void. Well, that seemed to work, I guess. Oh my god. Strapped down hybrid, a frighteningly thin creature courtesy of Kane Corporations. Protective plastic sheeting spans many of the operating bays, not for modesty purposes, but to limit the splatter range. Strapped down hybrid, it's moving but seems to be unaware of its surroundings, or it could simply have accepted its fate. The machine attached to the drip is on and configurable, although it is far from ready to use. Withered hybrid, both bodies barely show signs of life. Tiny hybrid, it is tiny, clinging onto life by only the finest thread. It is not a pleasant sight to watch, something so small on the fine line between life and death. Emaciated, starving organism, this body has wasted away to little more than sinew, and with bone-bending glue we can pick up, a tube of quick-drying bone adhesive. Healthy organism. The creature strains at its bindings. It seems healthy, though judging by the fury in its eyes, it's far from pleased. Yeah, I don't think so. What's this? Frosted glass portals. Frosted glass, just like in a typical doctor's office. Conjoined hybrid fused at the spine. It appears immobile, but its heads frequently scan the room. Hybrid. It has fallen from the operating table only to crawl around in aimless peregrination, no doubt delirious. And then we have a terminal. Oh, wait, PDA here. Dr. Charlotte M. Williams. January 18th. Oh, Francis, I still lie awake at night thinking of you. You haunt my dreams, my nightmares, and my fantasies. We found love, dear, even when we worked in Kane's Sydney lab, creating viral strains that could turn a human inside out. We loved and made love. Ours was a match made in heaven. We worked on only the most exciting viruses and pathogens. Our work together was a Mozart requiem, a piece of perfection. My work now is a pale imitation of what it once was. Oh, Francis. How long ago was it now? It must be 10 years, but it feels like only yesterday. You were too sick to transfer to the Groom Lake when I did. You died just as I took up my post. But don't fret, my angel. I've begun concocting a way to bringing you back to life. I always called you my little Frankenstein. Do you remember? Shredding the boundary between life and death was always your ultimate goal. Well, now, with Project Seed entering its second phase, my plans can finally be put into practice. March 20th. The laboratories are off limits between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., so that's when I work. Naturally, I prepare all of the calculations and machine settings in my quarters. I keep the subject under a false name in one of the pods. So far, not even Dr. Malin knows what I'm doing. Each major laboratory operation I perform takes no more than an hour, and I always erase the machine records at the end of each one. I'm using your DNA, my darling. With the enhanced regenerative abilities of the genetic material we've already synthesized for seed, you will be reborn, but you'll be impervious to physical degeneration, immune to sickness and pain. I'll have done what you would have wanted, and made you perfect, and when you step healthy, unblemished, and reconstituted from your glass womb, you'll never leave me again. May 23rd. Things have felt strange lately. My work continues, but I swear, darling Francis, I can feel you watching me. I'm trying to work longer hours to complete the new and reborn you, but it's not easy. Marvin has already had a look at some of my work, I'm sure, as if he'd have any concept of what I'm trying to achieve anyway. July 30th. I still wonder, my darling, why you cursed me as you died. You know it was an accident. I know you remember that. It wasn't murder. I've never committed murder, not even when we tested that pathogen on those troublesome neighbors. It was an experiment. How were we to know they choked to death on their own innards? I suppose death was a possibility, but that's science. I fear for your continued life. I'm afraid Malin knows. Who else knows? Have they contaminated you? I will run extra tests to make sure your code is not flawed or altered in any way. I'm anxious. I have started scratching my arms badly. At this rate, I may end up looking like leprous toad backman. December 29th. Oh, my dearest Francis, I have failed you. Malin knows. He confronted me about it directly. He wants me to make you just like them. I cannot have you crawling on all fours like some dog in the street. The very idea offends me. I will protect you with my life. You will be reborn. I swear to this on my life. Okay. Terminal. Birth reports. Subject, Lana. Subject's host, Tara McCormick, First Lieutenant, Marine Liaison. Rambunctious. Subject appears to have inherited her mother's powerful physical build and latent aggression. Lana has the makings of an excellent alpha female candidate. Recommendation: move Lana to a group cell in isolation, as isolation appears to promote irritability. Daryl. Subject's host, Willow Brody. Nurse, medical deck. Observations: quiet but intelligent. Attempted to pick the lock on his cell yesterday, but failed to escape. Excellent puzzle-solving skills, and while not especially aggressive, has a strong build. A thinker, clearly. Frederick. Marie Maxwell, non-crew member, caterer from Phobos. Subject shows little of his mother's solid frame, but is a superb hunter. Stalks and learns tactics by observing the others. Appears to be developing a strong tactical mind. Nay. Ellen Marichek, space tourist. One to watch. Cunning, extraordinary, fast, and dangerous. Appears to prefer isolation, as attempted pairings result in fatalities. Takes an alpha role easily. Dominates the other Novi. A definite candidate for Lana's mate. Wait.
I can try to make it fit, but it may break.
Isn't that his wife? Holy shit. Mainframe computer. The computer hums with activity processing petabytes of essential body data. Surprisingly antiquated considering the surroundings, but then appearances can be deceiving. A freestanding data hub made for pharmaceutical companies. An array of computer screens hangs above. Strapped down creature. The creature squirms in its medical restraints. Great black eyes and a sunken gray face glares with malice. It pulses. Its pulse seems steady. The monitors are dark, only to be awakened when it is time for an operation. Glass wall. That observation wall is stained top to bottom with an unpleasant array of sticky, dried substance. Can we get to that PDA? Okay, so you go up here and then down. There's two PDAs in here.
Don't go any further. I'm warning you now.
How could you do this?
I do with my children as I see fit.
It's barbaric.
Spare me the pity of the righteous. Your daughter owes her life to me.
What do you know about Rebecca?
ARG was good on this ship, Mr. Marichek. Cancer, HIV, Ebola. I eliminated them all. Her life is mine to do it as I choose. Oh yes, I know about everything, Johnny boy. I know about your daughter and all about your wife. You are accountable.
Jammed his signal, John. You need to hurry. We're close.
What in the fuck? Well, we're gonna get these two PDAs and then end it. The next one will be the last one, probably. Dr. G. Malin. January 1st. The new year begins, the wheel turns, and the Groom Lake continues to lead the vanguard of scientific discovery for all of humankind. Yet I feel dissatisfied, even as the peons who work under me celebrate the new year. I wonder, why? Why would you celebrate such an asinine concept as an outdated Gregorian calendar on a ship that's currently swimming through the depths of space? The reason is clear: comfort. They fear the unknown, the alien, the impossible. I do not. I embrace the unforgiving cosmos with open arms. The problem with the research we do is the humans doing it. Constrained as they are by conscience, remorse, and sometimes even fear, we try to grasp the infinite and give it a framework that ill fits its cosmic splendor. This is my 10th year as Special Projects Director for Kane Corporation. Despite my discoveries and quests for knowledge, I'm held back at every turn by paperwork, moralizing scientists in that group of degenerate toadies that I sit on the board with. If I were rid of them, then my word would be God, my word, not the word of a corporation. Still, they have their uses. The research is funded by Kane, and the Groom Lake is kept running by the money and personnel they provide. But the time will come when all this changes. You mark my words. March 19th. I am inundated with emails from all departments about inconsistencies with storage and contaminated samples. This grand masquerade is sometimes more tedious than it's actually worth. Worst of all was Dr. Way, and that technician, Miss Callister. Is it? I normally make short work of such troublemakers, but it hardly seems worthwhile. Troublemakers must be allowed to make trouble, because if they disappear, that legitimizes their claims, and somebody will always take up the fallen crusader's torch. Dr. Backman's tendencies are becoming harder to restrain. I'm well aware of his shortcomings. The old man is as brilliant as he is deranged, yet manages to go about his work with a sociopathic glee. He's useful to have around. He has requested more bodies for seed, specifically more women who were recently pregnant. That is problematic. as we have very few such women on board, and imports are not easy to come by. We may have to play this one under the radar. May 20th. That fool Dr. Gray complained yet again about his beloved insects becoming more aggressive as a result of the power outages. So what? Let them spill out onto the decks as far as I'm concerned. The importance of seed outranks the hydroponics project work by 1,000 to 1. I do like playing chess with Dr. Gray, of course. I win every time. A little fact he's unlikely to tell anyone, although he does seem quite happy to contact anyone who's interested with the opinion that he'd be the next best candidate for my job. Sebastian, you could not handle what I do. If you believe otherwise, then you are as great a fool as I imagine you to be. When the day that I foresee comes, your rotting corpse will be under my feet, and I will laugh. July 4th. Dr. Williams is still under the delusion that I don't know about her personal research. Officially, it's illegal for staff to conduct their own research, but this is interesting. Recreating her dead lover in the form of a hybrid. How fascinating. If it works, I'll make use of it. If it doesn't, then it'll burn with the rest of the rejects. The woman is obsessed, and I know that DeSantos is playing no small part in feeding her delusions. I know her secret research won't cause me any problems, or I would never have allowed her on Project Seed. October 23rd. So it seems contaminated waste from the corpse disposal overspill is contaminating the ship. It's causing fungal growths, or so my various drones tell me. The fungus is a riveting proposition, though. While I'm angry at Dr. Backman for terminating more subjects than strictly necessary, these unintended side effects are fascinating. I intimated as much to Dr. Gray, and of course stroked his ego with hints at promotion and glory. He'll keep the fungus alive. The engineers want it destroyed, but I'm sure we can delay that. This experiment is becoming more engaging by the day, and I haven't even had to lift a finger. So while they clog up my inbox with demands and Rome burns, I plan to play the violin. We're more than secure here anyway, and this has a certain inevitability about it. I must record the daily development as the experiment grows. November 30th. It is as I foresaw, panic, destruction, and mayhem, and yet Seed continues apace. Once the fervor and the flame dies down, we'll sweep the decks of detritus and repurpose all of it for my beautiful hybrid creations. No more growing plants for the good of mankind. God is no longer in the machine, my friends. I am God. December 25th. My beautiful children have excelled themselves. They kill, they learn, they adapt, a primal species without any of the trappings of morality. It's their time now. They almost came to be once, many years ago, but were snuffed out by humanity, afraid of its natural successors. This systematic extermination was given a name, the Eugenics Wars. The public knew it as corporate warfare. In truth, it was a coordinated genocide. Humanity wasn't ready for Professor Guerin's astounding discovery and sought to destroy it. His work was not perfect, of course. That's where I came in. I spent most of my life as a part of Kane trying to access Professor Guerin's original work. Old Man Kane pushed me to the top because we shared an ideal, the utilization of science for the perfection of humanity. Where we differed were the methods by which this was to be achieved. Not that he had much more to say after I held that pillow to his face as he lay in his hospital bed, all for a higher purpose. Creation of our species from raw subjects will become impossible now that the crew are dead, dying, or unclean. But that's hardly an issue. Any subjects who were flawed or imperfect have been turned into the fertilizer that will nurture the perfection of this surviving race. Now the challenge is moving the Groom Lake out of range of any other ships. No one can be allowed to escape this ship alive. Any good, strong survivors will become members of the new race. I am their creator. I control. I transcend. February 2nd. DeSantos, I'm so very disappointed in you. A distress signal? I thought we were of one mind here in Seed. I'll castrate and destroy you for this betrayal. Your flawed body is hardly worthy of becoming one of my children. But for now, I must turn off this accursed signal. You cannot hide from me, Marvin, you drug-peddling little fuck. Okay, we got one more. Robert Lincoln. July 23rd. I've been reassigned to investigate the disappearance and murder of 2 scientists in the employ of Dr. Malin. A strange matter to be sure. I've been observing the moments of some of these eggheads, and I can't say I'm too impressed. Doesn't anybody around here record their comings or goings? Or make any notes? There is no traditional organization in this department whatsoever. Project Seed answers to nobody. This I know. But I thought these scientific types always made notes. Not that I care about admin, but I very much care about finding out who's selling weapons. Great secrets. Industrial secrets are a matter of life and death, especially death in this case. My investigation will be thorough, and no stone will be left unturned. The staff here are strange, and in fact, I'd say lots of them are even crazy. But I couldn't care less about that. I just want names and answers. August 8th. I got this job because I get things done, not because of my warm and caring personality. At the moment, people are taking umbrage to my investigation. But security is a constant and essential part of shipboard life, especially when we're talking about industrial espionage. I'm not sure where the 2 missing scientists are, but it seems based on the modified records I found that they were killed and ejected into space. Any other man would assume that these 2 were the criminals, but I don't buy that. As far as suspects go, I've ruled out Charlotte Williams and Marvin DeSantos. Charlotte because she doesn't know where she is half of the time, and DeSantos because he's just a smirking shit for brains. I'm confident that he's involved in drug dealing, and I will give him this. He is cautious and acts like he's a real ladies' man, but I know the truth. I've seen him rejected repeatedly at the bar. September 3rd. Since July, I've had to operate under the pretense that I'm an assistant. It's lucky that in my career I had some emergency room experience. The only other person who knows about my true purpose here is Dr. Malin. He's been encouraging. He constantly supplies me with information that I require for my investigation, and at times is a little over-helpful. Still, he seems honest enough. For the record, I'm well aware of the kind of man Dr. Malin is. I've seen his experiments with my own eyes. I've seen what happens when the bodies are disposed of and the burning fires of the furnaces. But he does what's required to justify the means. There are few men in this world who will do what has to be done. For that, I admire him. He told me to watch over Dr. Williams' experiments. It seems they're unofficial, and although I prepared a report to Kane to have her removed from her position, Dr. Malin immediately overrode my request. I respect him, but to be honest, I don't like having my authority overruled. November 12th. Backman, of all people, was sniffing around today. It seems the old psychopath suddenly became curious. I asked Dr. Malin for further instructions, and he told me to incapacitate the old man. This I did. A shame I had to break the old guy's kneecaps. Honestly, I was hoping to slit his throat, but Dr. Malin insisted that he remain alive and in pain, but unable to move. I'm revising my earlier opinion of that Dr. DeSantos character. I still think he's a pathetic little shit, but I now believe he was partly responsible for some of the stolen information. He strikes me as an amateur put up to this by an outside agent. I'll deal with DeSantos soon, but first I've got to monitor his movements. Make one move, pal, and I'll have you. December 17th. Dr. Malin has earmarked me for one of his experiments. I know this because when I attempted to leave the ship to report to Kane Corp, I discovered that my access was restricted and blocked. I came back to my quarters and found Malin waiting here. He was waiting with 2 of those hellish critters that he's created. I'm not squeamish, but those things make me nauseous. I'm currently awaiting what he calls processing. I suppose at this stage I should make peace with God. I've killed many men in my life, and I'll never say that I feel remorse for it. And I won't give Dr. Malin the satisfaction of hearing me pray for mercy. My last notes on this affair are that Dr. Malin himself is at the heart of the events on board the ship. I was blind to it. I refused to believe that he was capable of creating such devastation. I always thought that scientists liked control, but Malin breaks all the rules as far as science is concerned. The leaked information, the fungal growth, the missing scientist, I'm beginning to suspect he even knew that DeSantis was actually selling intelligence, and may have fed him the information to sell. To what end, I don't know. I suspect it was because DeSantis kept Backman drugged to the eyeballs with whatever powerful stimulants he happened to have so Backman could continue his work. I can hear the machines being turned on. I welcome my fate. At least I know that I did my job for Kane Corporation. Yeah, at least you did your job for the evil company. Well, actually, no. We just recently learned that the company may not have been that bad. That it was this dude that killed the owner of Kane. Wow. And the dude that, maybe it was this guy, that dude is the one who capped the dude's knees. But anyway, guys, that's where we're gonna end this one. I'm really enjoying it. There's a lot of notepads, and they've all been great. But anyway, we're gonna end it here, and the next one will probably be the last one. So hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, and I'll see you. Bye.